I saw you first not with my eyes, but with the pulse inside my chest, a thunderous thrum that stirred something deeper than mere sight. The world didn't stop, but something inside me did. Like a breath suspended between heartbeats. You stood there, simple and unknowing, unaware of the gravity you suddenly gave my world. I remember what you wore, how the red in your shirt matched the fire now kindling in my blood. You didn't speak first, but your silence was louder than the crowd, calling to me in a language only love understands. Time thinned between us, stretching across that first gaze like silk being pulled through needles. I didn't know then that one look could unwrap years of waiting. But you taught me that. You walked toward me, and it was like all the poetry I ever read finally made sense. Every metaphor, every aching line, the scent of roses and rain mixed with your voice when you said hello, and I knew, suddenly and absolutely, that I would love you in 1,000 lifetimes, and even that wouldn't be enough. From that moment, red became my favorite color, because it reminded me of you. You weren't perfect, and I never wanted you to be. Love isn't sculpted from flawless stone, but carved from imperfection with trembling hands. You brought storms and sunlight, questions and laughter, sharp edges and soft kisses, and I took them all. I took every moment you gave me, like a collector of fallen stars, stringing together the light you left in your wake. In the mornings, you'd stretch and sigh like the earth itself waking. I'd trace constellations in the freckles on your back, whispering secrets into your skin that only the sun could burn away. At night, you held me like a promise, tight enough to assure, loose enough to breathe. The red of your passion, your anger, your warmth, your wildness, it wrapped around my spine and pulled me close. A fire I never wanted to tame. Sometimes love isn't soft. Sometimes it's loud and raw, and you're the echo of both. I loved how your voice could crash like waves and soothe like lullabies. You were my favorite contradiction, and I would choose the chaos of you over the calm of anyone else, every time. There were days we fell apart and found our way back not with grand gestures, but with small salvations. A cup of coffee left on the counter. A note on the mirror. A gentle hand reaching across anger's divide. That's how I knew it was real, because we fought, but never stopped trying. Red isn't just the color of love, it's also the color of war, of wounds, of blood that binds. And we bled together sometimes, but in every tear and raised voice, I saw the ache of caring too much, never too little. You'd walk back in after slamming the door, and your eyes would be apologetic before your mouth even spoke. We'd make up in whispers and tangled sheets, the language of forgiveness written in lips and limbs. You always came back to me like gravity, and I fell into you like home. Love in red is not pristine. It stains, it screams, it sings, but it also heals. With you, I learned that loving hard doesn't mean breaking, it means building stronger, deeper, and we built something wild and tender, unruly and sacred, all in the color red. Your laugh, God, your laugh was like striking a match in the dark. It lit everything. I chased it like a child chasing fireflies, hoping it would land in my hands, just once, long enough to hold. You laughed with your whole body, like the joy couldn't stay in your chest. And I fell for you, harder, every time. The world grew softer when you smiled. And even on the days you wore shadows on your face, I found light just knowing I had once made you smile like that. We painted our memories in crimson brushstrokes. Picnics in late autumn, stolen kisses behind curtains. Rainy days spent dancing in socks on the kitchen floor. Do you remember the red wine that stained our lips? Your hands in my hair, your breath saying my name, like a prayer you forgot you believed in? I do. I remember everything. The way your eyes softened when they looked at me like I was the answer to every unasked question. You made love feel alive, like something that pulsed and breathed between us. It wasn't just romance, it was revelation, and I thank the stars every night for the miracle of you. Sometimes, when you were asleep beside me, I'd stay awake just to watch your chest rise and fall. There was a peace in your stillness, a rhythm to your breath that quieted all the noise in me. You looked younger then, like the world had yet to touch you. I loved that version of you just as much as the one that teased me over burned toast or kissed me mid-argument to disarm my fury. You were many men, all wrapped in one heartbeat, and I loved each one. I loved you when you were strong and steady, but I adored you when you were uncertain, vulnerable, soft. When your walls came down and your soul showed its raw edges, I wanted to gather you up and shield you from every harsh thing the world could throw. Red is the color of courage too, and you showed me yours in the quiet moments when no one else was watching. You were brave in how you loved me, unafraid to fall without a net. And so I leapt with you, heart first, because where you go I follow. That is my truth. That is our love. We built a language without words, a secret script, written in looks and touches. You'd raise an eyebrow, and I'd laugh before you said a word. I'd reach for your hand, and you'd hold mine, like you never wanted to let go. The world moved around us, but we created a stillness where only we existed. And in that space, time bent, heart spoke, and everything was red, rich, vivid, alive. Even on mundane days, you made life poetry. Walking beside you through grocery aisles felt like a waltz. Waiting in traffic with your hand on my thigh became its own kind of intimacy. You turned ordinary into extraordinary. I loved how you'd play with my fingers when you were nervous, or hum under your breath when you thought I wasn't listening, but I was always listening. Every sound you made, every sigh and mumble, was a verse I added to the song of us.